What if one of the most powerful tools to protect your brain from cognitive decline has been sitting in your audiologist's office all along? That sounds like a bold claim, but the evidence is becoming impossible to ignore. For decades, we treated hearing loss as just an unfortunate part of getting older, an issue for our ears and nothing more. But what if it's a direct hotline to the health of your brain? World-renowned research from institutions like Johns Hopkins Medical Center have shown that even a mild untreated hearing loss can double your risk for dementia. Let that sink in. Not a severe hearing loss, a mild hearing loss. The kind that just makes you turn the TV up a notch or two, or ask people to repeat themselves once in a while. A moderate hearing loss triples the risk, and a severe hearing impairment makes you 5 times more likely to develop dementia. This is not a scare tactic. It's a critical piece of health information. I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, where we've helped thousands of patients over the last 21 years overcome hearing loss and tinnitus. Our practice has joined a growing number of hearing care specialists that are now exploring a new frontier in hearing care that goes far beyond just helping you hear better. It's about safeguarding your brain. The question is your audiologist on board? First things first, let's reframe how we think about hearing. It doesn't just happen in your ears. Your ears are the hardware collecting the sound, but the real magic, the understanding, interpreting, and making sense of all that sound happens in your brain. When that system is compromised, the consequences ripple outward. For a long time, the link between hearing loss and cognitive decline was seen as a simple correlation. But a wave of research has shifted this view. The Lancet Commission on Dementia Prevention has been at the forefront of this. In its 2024 update, that commission reaffirmed that hearing loss is one of the most significant modifiable risk factors for dementia. They estimate that managing 14 risk factors, including hearing loss, could potentially prevent or delay up to 45% of dementia cases worldwide. Now, modifiable is the key word here. It means that it's not your destiny. To be clear, hearing loss does not cause dementia, but it is a modifiable risk factor. It means dementia might not be your destiny. Unlike genetics, this is a risk factor you can actively manage. The evidence is stronger than ever that addressing hearing loss is a crucial step. Scientists have pinpointed 3 main ways that untreated hearing loss impacts the brain, which brings us to the 3 whys your brain is at risk. So how exactly does a problem with your ears wage a silent war on your mind? It's a triple threat that systematically overloads and undermines your brain. First, cognitive load. Imagine your brain is a computer with a set amount of processing power. With normal hearing, listening is effortless, and there's plenty of resources for memory, attention, and problem solving. But for a brain connected to ears with hearing loss, the sound signal is muffled and incomplete. The brain has to work overtime just to decipher the garbled message. Researchers call this intense effort cognitive load. Your brain diverts a huge amount of energy just to the task of hearing. Over time, this constant strain can fatigue the brain and contribute to its decline. The second why? Brain atrophy. You've heard this principle, use it or lose it, right? It applies to your brain too. The parts of your brain that process sound need constant stimulation. When you have hearing loss, the auditory pathways are starved of input. Brain scan studies show that individuals with hearing loss can experience a faster rate of brain shrinkage, particularly in those sound processing regions of the brain. This structural decline is physical evidence that the brain is weakening in response to sensory deprivation, making it more vulnerable to the pathologies of dementia. And the third why? Social isolation. The last reason is mostly intuitive. When you can't hear well, social situations become frustrating. Trying to follow a conversation in a restaurant feels more like a chore than a pleasure. So what happens? You might start turning down invitations and avoiding going to the very social connections that keep your brain sharp. Social engagement is a powerful brain workout. When you take that away, you remove a key pillar of cognitive resilience. Hearing loss can create isolation, and that isolation can accelerate cognitive decline. It's a devastating feedback loop. If you're finding this information valuable, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for insights to help protect your hearing health for years to come. So we have this triple threat. Hearing aids are, of course, a critical part of the solution. The landmark ACHIEVE study, for instance, found that for older adults at a higher risk for cognitive decline, hearing aids slowed that decline by 48% over 3 years. But some experts argue for another step, a proactive tool that could become a vital piece of the puzzle, a cognitive screening. A cognitive screening is a short series of tasks designed to take a snapshot of your brain's health. To be clear, it's not a test for dementia. It's a quick screening to check your cognitive function. While it's not yet a standard part of every hearing exam, a growing movement in audiology sees this as the future of holistic hearing care. Why are these screenings a good fit for an audiologist's office? Because we're at the intersection of hearing and brain health. By performing a screening, an audiologist can get a more complete picture. It helps them understand if your struggles are purely from hearing loss or if there's an underlying cognitive component they need to consider as well. This knowledge is power. If the screening is normal, you have a valuable baseline. If it shows area of concern, it allows for a more targeted treatment plan and an early appropriate referral to a specialist if needed. It transforms hearing care from being reactive to proactive about brain health. The message from all this research is one of empowerment. Your hearing health is your brain health, and you can take steps to protect both. We need to move beyond just testing for hearing loss and start integrating brain health into audiological care. So here's your plan. The next time you see your audiologist, or if you're looking for one, ask them, do you offer cognitive screening as part of your holistic approach to hearing care? Their answer will tell you a lot about whether their practice is at the forefront of modern hearing healthcare. If you started noticing changes in your hearing, don't wait. On average, people wait nearly 7 to 10 years before seeking help for their hearing loss. Those are 7 years of putting the brain under unnecessary strain. This shift in understanding from just hearing care to total brain care is the future. You are now equipped with the information to advocate for yourself and your loved ones. You understand the why behind the risk and what you can do about it. Have you ever discussed your brain health with your audiologist? Share your experience in the comments below. Your stories can empower someone else to take that first step towards better hearing and better brain health. Don't just hope for a healthy future, take the steps to build one.